Well, good morning, guys. Today is February the 22nd, and we're going to be looking at Psalm chapter 22 together. Psalm 22 is an unbelievable psalm that reminds us so much of what Jesus did for us on the cross. It's a prophetic psalm, a messianic psalm that goes through what Jesus did for us. And it's the first in the trilogy of the shepherd psalms. We have chapter 22, 23, and 24. But this one, I can't help but look at what Christ did for me and remember what he did for me on the cross. Even starting in verse 1, he says, my God, why have you abandoned me?" The very same thing that Jesus cried out when he was on the cross. Then when you skip down to verse 14, he says, all my bones were out of joint. That's the same thing that Jesus had happen when they lifted the cross up and dropped it into the hole. Every bone in his body came out of joint. Verse 16 says, they have pierced my hands and my feet. The very same thing they did when they put Jesus Christ on the cross. Verse 18, they divided my garments among themselves. They throw dice for my clothing. The same thing they did for Jesus. So when I read this psalm this morning, oh man, it just totally brought back to my mind, very fresh and very real way again, what Jesus did for me and how much he loves me and cares for me, that he would suffer, bleed, and die on a cross for my sins. And I hope today that you'll take some time and stop and think about the suffering, the pain, and the death that Jesus Christ paid that penalty for, so that we could spend eternity with him, so that we could have a relationship with him, so that we could become a child of God. I hope you'll take time today. Read this psalm. I'm not going to spend a lot of time this morning because I want you to read it for yourself. And I want you to see, and I want you to think about, and I want you to draw the parallels of Jesus on the cross and this psalm that David wrote for us. Until tomorrow, God bless you and have a great day.